Oilers postgame following a tough loss to the Fort McMurray Oil Barons 4-1 at Pace Centennial Arena. Now joining me is assistant coach of the Okotoks Oilers, Reid Hnatowich. And coach, tough slide for the first 40 minutes for this hockey club. They kind of found their way in the third a little bit, but I don't want to say the word was overwhelmed against this Fort McMurray team, but it was just something they hadn't seen before in a style of hockey that they played against this mob team, but just couldn't really put it together. What did you see on the ice there tonight?
Yeah, honestly, I think in the South Division, Brooks is the team to beat. In the North Division, that Fort McMurray team is the team to beat. They're good. They're defensively, right, in terms of their back end, really good at breaking up plays. Offensively, they're good at managing their situations with a good, strong F3. They're aggressive in those areas. I think the biggest thing for us playing teams like that is we need to do more in terms of getting that number down, goals against, and then offensively we need to do more in terms of getting situations into those mid lanes and mass producing our offense. I think we had a lot of shooting opportunities and chances, not enough of quality and not enough that we can sit there and produce seconds off of. And against a team like that, that's going to be the biggest thing. The goals, they don't all have to be pretty and beautiful, but we need to get aggressive in terms of getting into the middle and getting some dirty ones there.
Looking at this team, they have no more games until Canmore on Tuesday. I think that's more of a blessing in disguise for this team right now, just the way things have kind of gone at home. It's hard to mention, of course, obviously 7 straight losses at home, but what do you guys take this weekend? What's kind of the preparation for this team? As they have a busy week. Starts in Canmore on Tuesday and then up to Sherwood Park and Spruce Grove next week.
Yeah, heading into, we got November, we got a long December schedule here. With the room and the group of guys, we just need to make sure that we are staying positive. It's one of those ones where, again, the more negative, the more losing. A lot of guys can sit there and start to get down on themselves, and that's not really the areas in that we want to do. We want to stay positive with it. We want to stay, light in terms of the aggression. We don't want to see the down faces. We just want to make sure we're positive and we're sticking to our game plan and our mindset of just continually getting better each game heading into this next stretch.
And I think on top of that, the experience for this team, we've talked about it in the past so many times, but when you look at the player, let's just say like the Sam Hucks of the world and the Dean Spacks and the Nolan Flints, they look back on these minutes that they've had. Again, there's still players out of this lineup. Now, obviously, this is just so beneficial down the road for this team, and they'll remember games like this week and stretches like this in years to come.
Yeah, and it is. It's beneficial for the guys out there who are eating this minutes. It's one of those ones where as a coaching staff, with those guys playing those situations, those minutes, you hope that they sit there and they excel. And I think that's one of those ones where we have guys doing it in terms of bits and parts. We just need a more consistent effort from those guys stepping in for sure.
I do need to ask it. Tucker McRae did not return to the lineup. Injury front, you had 17-year-olds that are captaining your back end for you. First of all, what's the status on the captain? And obviously, defenseman that stepped up again. You look at the Wellers. Brody McGuire played a lot tonight. Jace Moffat, I think, has been comfortable in his spot as an affiliate. But just the status of Tucker and kind of the future of this defense core that's still missing Riley Bodnarchuk.
Yeah, obviously losing your captains is always tough. Those D-men did a really good job late there, especially when they're playing more minutes. There's less guys. It's quick. There were a couple times we got hemmed in our defensive zone where they had to stay out longer than they would have been comfortable. So they did a really good job in terms of elevating their game. With Tucker, we're just kind of waiting to hear back on stuff like that. Upper body injury, and we're hoping he's good to go here.
Appreciate the time, Coach, and we'll see you in Canmore on Tuesday.
Thanks, Gino.